Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, yes. Chief Justice Martha Koome was yesterday at an interview with Citizen, and she made some remarks I want us to have a look here, for they are going to form the basis of our analysis and discussion right now. Citizen TV Kenya, state of the judiciary. There should be a warm relationship between the executive and the judiciary, because at the end of the day, we are all serving Kenyans. Chief Justice Martha Koome. Yes, those remarks by Martha Koome have really been causing a lot of reactions amongst Kenyans. In this video, I want us to dig deep into those remarks to see what they mean. Yes, what they mean politically. If you are watching us for the very first time, subscribe, give this video a like. Yes, my understanding of a warm working relationship is that the judiciary will do its work, the executive will do its work. None of these two arms of government will interfere with each other. Judiciary will work independently. The executive will not interfere with its work. That's my understanding of a warm working relationship. Each arm of government is doing its work without interfering with the other. But the question begs, is the judiciary ready and willing to do its work? Willing and ready to be independent? And is the executive ready and willing to let judiciary do its work? Those are the two big questions. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. To start with the first question, is the judiciary ready and willing to be independent? The answer is a very big no. Even if the executive was to allow the judiciary to work independently, I'm seeing some judges in the judiciary, or rather some judges in judiciary, just out and desperate to please the executive. They just want to do things that will endear them to the executive. Yes. So already, I'm seeing some judges who have already taken sides. Irrespective on how the executive behaves or acts, they will always do things to please the executive. And I'm saying that because already, if you look on how some judges are behaving, more so Martha Koome, Justice Muilu, the Supreme Court judges, they are behaving in a way suggesting that they want to please the executive. They are trying to get some favors from the executive. And I'm saying that based on how they ruled on the presidential petition by Raila Amolo Odinga. And I'm also saying that based on how they've been behaving in the recent days. You remember the Supreme Court actually threw out a petition that was challenging regarding Gachagwa's suitability to occupy a public office, because the High Court found regarding Gachagua, before the elections, the High Court found regarding Gachagua to have irregularly acquired about 200 million Kenya shillings from government. And then about 11 Kenyans took a case to the Supreme Court for the Supreme Court to interpret whether regarding Gachagua, now that the High Court had found him guilty of irregularly acquiring money from government, some Kenyans took a case, or rather took regarding to the Supreme Court, and they wanted the Supreme Court to interpret whether Rigathi was fit to hold a public office. The Supreme Court threw out that case. So already you are seeing a perfect example of the highest court trying to please the executive. So even if they were to be allowed to work independently, they will just be trying to please the executive. Judiciary is not ready, not willing, not capable of working independently. And now, is the executive ready and willing to allow them to be independent? The answer is also a very big no. As long as the judiciary will not be doing what the executive wants, there will be a conflict. Judiciary must do what the executive wants. The moment Kenyans start seeing a warm working relationship between the executive and the judiciary, then just know judiciary has been compromised by the executive. Judiciary is ready and willing to do what the executive wants. That's the only way I'm seeing where there will be a warm working relationship between the judiciary and the executive. And I'm saying that because William Ruto and his team, they have come out as leaders who are not ready to let independent institutions do their job. For the 50 days they have been in office, they have shown that they're not ready to let independent government institutions do their job. And I'm saying that based on what we are seeing currently with the Director of Public Prosecution. It's clear DPP is being directed on what to do. And we have also seen cases being dropped, and some judges are also aiding in the dropping of the cases. Yes, some judges are also aiding in the dropping of the cases. So William Ruto's government is coming out as a government that will not allow the executive to work independently. At the same time, we are seeing a judiciary, courtesy to the Supreme Court, a judiciary that is not willing, not ready to work independently. Even if they were to be allowed to work independently, they are not ready and willing. They have already taken sides. Yes, they have already taken sides. So I'm not just seeing any situation, or rather any kind of a possibility of these two arms of government working together unless the judiciary allows itself to be compromised. And already signs are very clear that the judiciary is already compromised. Yes, signs are already out. And now if you look at it from another angle, Kenyans believes, as I talk, a good majority of Kenyans believes that the weakest link in our judiciary is currently the Supreme Court. The lower courts are even more coming out as more independent than the apex court. So the weakest link in our judiciary today is the Supreme Court. And it's also very unfortunate that a caliber in the make of Martha Koome still sits as the Chief Justice. Yes. It's very unfortunate that she still sits in office as the Chief Justice. She's not inspiring confidence in the lower courts. And her continued stay in office, in my honest opinion, will just aid in weakening the judiciary. Her continued stay in office will just help in weakening the judiciary. So my humble appeal to Martha Koome, and this is something I've been saying here, Madam Chief Justice, do Kenyans a favor by resigning. Your continued stay as the Chief Justice is doing more harm than good to the judiciary. Already Kenyans see you as compromised. Kenyans don't have trust and faith in you. Do the honorable thing, Madam Chief Justice, by resigning. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. Any person who wants to support our channel, as always, I've pinned my number on the comment section. Contact me through the number, or feel free to channel any kind of contribution to the number. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.